Mark Ogden is joining me, and Augie, we're going to find out if we should be celebrating or not, because there is a momentous occasion coming up, at least maybe not for us, but for Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, his 100th game in charge. Many of you did not believe he would get here, and it's a big one indeed up against Arsenal, but let's just talk about these last 100 games. Like I said, not many people probably would have expected him to make it this far, so how do you feel about what he's done?
Well, you're right. When he took over from Jose Mourinho in December 2018, it was just as an interim manager, wasn't it? It was to the end of the season. That was it. It was no more than a caretaker manager, but he got the job on a full-time basis, and it's been a real roller coaster since then. There's been some incredible highs, winning away at PSG in the Champions League, twice, but some terrible runs of form. Start of last season, the worst start ever to a Premier League campaign. Then they had a great surge towards the end of the season to get in the Champions League. 100 games in, we still don't know what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is about at Man United. What is his footballing philosophy? It still feels like a guy that's kind of, in between managers. And he's had 100 games. I think Louis van Gaal had 103. So he's not far off Louis van Gaal. And, so 2 years in, 100 games, we're still waiting to find out the real Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and what he can do for this team. And I'm still not convinced we'll know in another 100 games.
Well, if he does get indeed another 100 games, because it seems like one of the things that constantly plagues Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is that he has to sleep with one eye open and wonder who's probably going to try and replace him. 1 minute we're thinking, Mauricio Pochettino. Now we're hearing about Julian Nagelsmann as well to come in. It seems like he never really gets to rest. What's it going to take for him to at least win over some of these? Because as you said, now it feels like a lot of Manchester United fans feel like they're still not 100% trusting of the captain of this ship, even though he's gotten big results against PSG. He's gotten back Champions League football. He managed to finish third miraculously last season in the Premier League. So what more is it going to take right now?
Well, I think there's two big things he needs to do. First of all, every season he has to win a trophy, and he hasn't won a trophy yet. And it's been a long time since United won something. I think it was 2017 when Jose Mourinho won 2 trophies. So it's too long for Man United. It'll be 4 years now since they won a trophy if they win something next, in 2021. So he has to win a trophy. He can't do nothing else but that. Whether it's the League Cup, the FA Cup, the Champions League, being optimistic, he has to win something. But secondly, I think if he can't win a trophy, he has to finish above either Man City, Liverpool, or both. I think, for me, Liverpool are the favourites, but they're United's big 2 rivals, and they haven't finished above Man City since Alex Ferguson retired. Liverpool have pulled away as the best team in England, champions of Europe last year. So if United can finish above City or Liverpool, it will show that progress is being made and they're catching the rivals. But let's be honest, I don't see United finishing above City or Liverpool this season. I think it's a hard push to see them winning a trophy as well. So Solskjaer is going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat. I'm not quite sure if he can do that.
One of the interesting things, though, that I do want to talk about Solskjaer, because we obviously speak to a lot of the players quite often. It's part of our job. And, I've spoken to 2, for example, Andre Herrera, I've spoken to Eric Bailly. And one of the things that they do seem to give Ole props for is man management, and they say that he really knows how to speak to the players and knows how to relate to them on a player-to-player kind of level. Do you think that's going to help his case any at all, at least in the rest of his tenure, however long he has at Manchester United now?
Well, I guess that all depends which player you ask. If you ask Romelu Lukaku, or if you ask Paul Pogba, or if you ask Donny van de Beek, they might say that Ole's man management isn't great because Lukaku's not there anymore. He's scoring loads of goals into Milan. Pogba and van de Beek can't seem to get a game at the moment, and they're 2, highly rated players. So I'm not quite sure about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's man management skills. I think that is often put out by players who get the odd game and don't want to say anything to upset the manager. I'm not quite sure. I've not seen it with Ole yet. I think, like I said, we're still waiting to see, can he handle the big players? I'm not sure he can. He couldn't handle Lukaku. I don't know. Like I say, it's really difficult to kind of rate Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because he's not a world-class manager. He's not got the calibre of a Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola. He hasn't got a great kind of track record behind him. He's just a guy that scored a big goal for Man United in the Champions League final in 1999. And he's pretty much got the job on the back of that. Simple as that, because his managerial record prior to coming was awful. Relegation with Cardiff, a little bit of success in Norway with Molde. His CV is not good enough to manage Man United. So every game that he gets in charge, he's lucky to be there. Yes, he's brought the young players through and he's changed the way the team play a little bit. But 100 games in, he's not showing anything like the kind of progression that a Man United manager needs to show.
Well, thank goodness that you are actually not his teacher at school. But right now, you kind of are for us. So give us a letter grade for Ole before we close.
Well, because it's Man United, I think The best you can do is a C minus, but maybe it's a D plus. I'm not quite sure what the difference is between both, but I'll give him a C minus. It sounds a little bit more positive.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.